The woman who buried her husband's secret for 20 years. Tell me, what does it cost a woman to carry a secret so heavy that it could burn down a kingdom, and yet smile at the marketplace every single morning, as though her heart held nothing but sunlight? In the quiet village of MYTHROOT, where whispers traveled faster than the wind, and every family believed no secret could survive a single season, there lived a woman named Morenike. For 20 years, the villagers admired her as the faithful widow who never remarried after her husband, Adewale, disappeared without a trace. Some said he had drowned in the river. Others believed he had abandoned his family for another woman. But whenever anyone dared to ask, Morenike would simply smile, through eyes that carried a sorrow too heavy for words, and say, "Some stories are better left buried." Only she knew how true those words really were. 20 years earlier, Adewale had stumbled upon something that powerful men were willing to kill to protect. While repairing an abandoned shrine deep inside the forest, he uncovered an old wooden chest filled with gold ornaments, royal seals, and a faded scroll, proving that the village chief's respected bloodline had stolen the throne generations before. The rightful heirs had been hunted down, their names erased from history, and the treasure hidden forever beneath the shrine. Adewale returned home trembling. He knew the truth could destroy families, ignite violence, and drown the village in blood. Before dawn, armed men came searching for him. Somehow, he escaped into the darkness, but not before placing the scroll and the royal seal into Morenike's trembling hands. "If they find these," he whispered, "our children will never know peace. Promise me. Bury the truth until the time is right." She promised. By sunrise, Adewale was gone. The village searched for weeks, then months, then years. Rumors replaced facts. Some mocked Morenike for waiting for a husband everyone believed was dead. Others pitied her lonely life. Even her own children grew up wondering why their mother refused to leave the crumbling house, where every corner carried memories of a man they barely remembered. Every year, on the night Adewale disappeared, Morenike would walk alone into the forest, carrying fresh flowers. The villagers thought she was grieving at an empty grave. They never imagined she was visiting the place where she had buried not her husband, but his secret. Beneath the roots of an ancient Iroko tree rested the scroll and the royal seal, wrapped carefully inside a clay pot. Every year she checked that they remained untouched, keeping the promise that had cost her youth, happiness, and peace. Then, exactly 20 years later, a stranger arrived in MYTHROOT. He was a historian searching for evidence about the forgotten royal family. The stories he carried matched every word written on the hidden scroll. Morenike realized the time her husband had spoken of had finally come. With trembling hands, she unearthed the clay pot before the village elders. As the scroll was read aloud, generations of lies collapsed in a single afternoon. The respected chief confessed that his grandfather had indeed stolen the throne and murdered the rightful king's descendants to silence the truth. The confession shook the entire kingdom. When everything seemed over, an old traveler stepped forward from the crowd. His hair had turned white. His face carried deep scars, but his eyes had not changed. It was Adewale. He had survived the attack 20 years earlier, but had lived in hiding under another name, waiting until the truth could surface without destroying innocent lives. He had watched his family from afar, more times than anyone would ever know, sacrificing his own happiness to keep them alive. As husband and wife embraced after 2 decades apart, the villagers realized Morinike had never buried her husband. She had buried his secret. And because one faithful woman chose silence over revenge, truth over bitterness, and love over comfort, an entire kingdom finally found the justice that had been waiting beneath the roots of an old tree for 20 long years.